owners, you need to call him.
However, how much more effective would it be if you did advertising as well as creating a valuable page that's bingeable for people to watch and actually benefit from? How much more effective would your advertising be? Significantly more.
Right.
Yeah, significantly more effective, because you're showing them you can help them by actually helping them for free.
Yeah.
What would happen if they actually paid you? Did you enjoy this?
I loved this.
This is good.
I
Lisa,
loved this.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
For the podcast, right? You're interested in the podcast. Let me ask you, why do you feel, have you ever done a podcast before?
I have not been part of a podcast, but our consultants either have interviewed other like small business owners or people who are experts in their business field, or we've put out like our own where the consultants are talking to each other. But personally, no.
Feel free to help yourself to whatever you like. So you've not been a part of a podcast. A podcast, really, all it is a conversation, right? For the most part, all it is just a conversation. Like right now, the camera's rolling, but we're just having a conversation, right? And so when it comes to content, I've paid a lot of money to basically understand over $25,000 to basically understand YouTube, understand social media, understand like all this sort of thing from a lot of the biggest YouTubers in the US. And what I've come to realize is a lot of that is not about editing. Quality itself is subjective. Quality content is not necessarily the most produced, the most edited, or the most scripted content. Quality content typically is like you actually coming up with good things to say and saying them.
Right.
And so, as a consultant like yourself and your husband and your team, right, similar to me, I have a lot of things to say.
Yes.
And you have a lot of things to say. We say things in a different sort of like sphere of influence or sphere of knowledge or just like focus point. But at the same time, a podcast or this whole form of what I call conversational marketing is a great place, a great way for people to understand in a very like natural format to basically just say, okay, well, hey, this is what I do. I help people with, for me, like I help people generate the true essence of who they are and get it out there on social media, because that's what I am as a marketer. Marketing in essence is just pulling out the value of something. And the way I do that is I interview and I talk to people, pull out the value with well-researched questions and understanding who we're actually targeting, ask the questions in a certain way, pull it out, and then package it up and guide the conversation in a way that is like useful for the viewer. So I do that within the podcast format. I've tried to do it within, normal, just actual shooting cameras in front of people, but people were just like, they get stage fright,
Right.
A lot of things. I mean, because like who sits there, unless you're an actor, even if you're an actor, but like unless you're an actor that's always going in front of the camera,
right,
in a production shoot, you're never going to be used to being in front of the camera, especially as a business owner, right?
Right.
You're running a business, you're doing all these things, working with businesses, and then at the same time, when you have a camera in front of you, it's not just like, hey, let's just spin off on these conversations.
Right.
The way I look at myself is I'm a rabbit that goes down the rabbit hole and up the rabbit hole, up and down. Depending on which rabbit hole we're going to go down, we basically go down. And that's how I lead the conversation.
I love that, because just to say, hey, Jonathan, I want you to shoot some video, and then you get in front of the camera, like you said, and it's like, oh, well, what am I going to talk about? So the fact that it's like conversational, you're going to ask questions that other business owners would be asking us, or we would be asking you, without it feeling like you're reading off a cue card or trying to think, oh, what do I want to talk about next? I really like that.
And that's exactly why I have this studio. I call it the next level, the next level podcast studio, because my company's Next Level Marketing. But in essence, that's the reason why I have this studio, is because I do help guide the conversation. I've had great reviews. I just put up a webpage. I can share it with you after this. But just raving reviews about people who've actually been on the podcast, gone through the experience, and they come back over and over and over. It's because they love the experience, because in reality, in this world of AI driven and this world of dehumanization online, where everyone's been scammed, everyone's been burned, everyone's been, the trust is super low, right? Trust online is super low, unfortunately. And so, God has blessed me with this opportunity to get this studio. I mean, that's a whole story in itself. I could tell you about that, but
I love testimony. Yeah. I'm willing to listen.
Because in reality, I didn't even have a need for this studio. I had no reason to have this, but he's directed my steps one way or the other to get an office, and then turn it into a YouTube studio, and then turn it into a podcast studio, and then I got these chairs, and I got this stuff, and it's just now I got lights and I got cameras, right? Yeah. It's slowly but surely it's leading in that direction, and I'm just walking the walk consistently in that direction. And so, that's what led me to have the offer. Essentially, I started doing my own podcast in the beginning of January, February this year. It was called the God's Business Podcast. But basically, I brought on entrepreneurs and people of faith who let God and credit God to lead them in their life and their business. Okay. And it's super cool because I've done 7 episodes. I'm on season 2 now, and awesome. So we're doing another season of episodes, and I mean the conversations have been so cool, and so that's my experience, right? Yes. So not only do I have a marketing eye and a marketing experience for 17 years of marketing, doing digital marketing for some of the big Fortune 50 companies, but at the same time, I also have gained experience through this studio by talking about such an intense, it's not intense to me, I love it, but such a touchy topic, right? For a lot of people and a lot of business owners and a lot of guests, you have to be the certain kind of person to pull that out. Right. And I've been blessed to have that opportunity to practice with that. And so now I have the studio where I've just opened in July, bringing on people, and I've just started opening the doors for people to actually, purchase time with me, and we do basically the interview, which is well researched and understood about what we're actually going after, as well as the editing that's included, as well as we offer publishing across all of the social media platforms. Okay. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of it, which literally I'm trying to make this as built for a local business owner, or built for a business owner as much as I can, because I mean, yes, I'm limited on my times, which eventually I'll have more people to do interviews, but at the moment I'm just the worst at interviewing. And then, like I mentioned to you before, is some people are actually reaching out to me hey, would you produce a podcast for me? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I know how to do the virtual podcast editing softwares, all of the stuff. I can help coach and get the questions out. Let's say you wanted to be a host, or your husband wanted to be a host on his own podcast. We can either use the studio, or there's other spaces upstairs. There's 3 floors. There's so many different spaces with different venue, sort of lookalikes, and we could even do it at another office in itself. But let's say you needed somebody to produce it. I've been approached recently by people who are oh yeah, I want to be the host, but I don't know anything about it. Yeah. But I know a lot of people, and I want to get them in. How do we do that? And I'm okay, great. Well, we have my studio space, which we can rent out to do that. Or we have, we can travel. And, of course, it's a little bit more expensive when you do that, but at the same time, I'm just here to create, and I'm just allowing that creativity to flow. Yeah. And that's what my podcast studio is sort of all about. I love it because it's relational. And I think so often when we're trying to get the word out to other business owners or to our target audience, we want them to be able to see our personality, right? This is who you're going to work with, right? And I think sometimes when we're working with the cameras, people don't always get to see that emotional side. So the fact that everything is about relationships and relationship marketing, I really love this concept compared to other marketing people that we've talked to or worked with. So I think it's, and then the faith-based aspect. Oh, this is all God-driven.
I mean, I absolutely love this. Chris and I have a testimony on just getting here and, trying to plant our roots here and build the business up here. And God is giving me little winks along the way, like things
Yeah.
may not look good right now, or
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But
They will never forsake you.
exactly,
They will always give you signs.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, it's exactly. I mean, I love that. I mean, goosebumps. And so like, 100%. You know, I mean, I'll share with you all of my podcast episodes that I've already done.
I would
they,
love that.
they're not as good as they are now. So I will just say, like, I've gotten
We
better.
have to start, right?
But yeah, exactly. So my editing quality has been poorer back then. But
Mhm.
but like I said, the quality, the things you say is what really matters. And the fact is, who knows?
Right.
I'm only here trying to impact one person,
Yeah.
and that's the person I'm talking to.
Right, right.
And if it reaches 10 people, amazing. That's 9 extra people.
right.
If it's reaching 100 people, that's 99 extra people.
right,
And so that's the cool thing, is because in this podcast format, the podcast room, that at least that I offer, it is all about that one-to-one relationship,
Mhm.
and bringing out like the true emotion, the expressions, I mean, I've had so many laughs in the studio. I've had like people like tear up. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like the things you cannot like deny of a true human essence of who they are.
Right.
That's what I'm looking to capture.
Right. Because so like in BNI, well, first of all, you just basically said it, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here,
Yeah.
right? Doing the 1-to-1, you're like, the cameras are gonna roll, and I'm like, But so you then would agree with the statement, you just gotta start. It's not your podcast, you're being in front of the camera. Your first 20 episodes, they may not be great. But you got to start, and you got to build, and you're going to build your following because you're being true to who you are.
Yeah, 100%. As long as
When you talk about your business, right? Sorry to be
No,
cut
you're
off.
good.
When you talk about your business, people are going to see you're passionate about what you're doing, regardless of the little quirks along the way.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
No, that's exactly how I agree with that. I mean, you have to be yourself, and if you're not yourself, who are you?
Right.
And one of the best ways to do that is, you know, this is what I. It's funny because everyone knows, right? Everyone knows. At least it's how to influence people. It's how to influence friends. Oh, it's how to influence people and win friends. How to win friends and influence people.
Yes.
In that book, have you read that book
Yes,
before?
yes, I know what
All
you're
right.
talking
In that book, the main premise is people love talking about themselves.
about. Right.
Now the funny thing is, I'm just taking that to another level in the sense that if I just give people an opportunity to talk about themselves and their business,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to love it.
Right.
And when they love it, and I capture that, that's what people gravitate to energies. I mean,
Right.
people gravitate to the expressions that they have and all the
Yes.
things that they're doing.
Mhm.
And so, like, my job as a host or my job as a person running the podcast for them is just make it enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
Let's just talk about something that's super enjoyable. Let's make it easy. You know, the cameras are rolling. We could just edit it all out. We could just cut it. We could never use it, right? Like,
right.
it doesn't matter as long as the cameras keep running. And here's another cool thing: I've never heard somebody ever regret taking a photo or a video. I've only heard them regret saying, "Oh, I wish I captured that.
Right.
I wish I took that video. I wish I took that picture." Nobody's ever regretted not taking. Nobody's ever regretted taking a video or photo,
Right.
even if they don't use it.
Right.
They're never gonna regret it.
Yeah. I remember, it's probably been about a month or so ago, we were in just like a staff meeting, and we didn't record it. And
Exactly.
we were talking about, how do we get the message out that we're not niche consultants, right? We don't just specialize in one area. And Pete, our consultant, he's like, we've got to tell people we are the niche. We don't have a niche, we are the niche, right? So whether we're in front of trades, so often, like even with the trades, people know their industry, they may not know their business.
Mm-hmm.
And business transcends all industries, right?
Yes.
So if we had a niche
Mhm.
or niche, we would have been out of business probably during COVID.
Yeah.
But the fact that he captured that, I was like, I wish we could have gotten that, on
Exactly.
video.
Exactly.
Just like little things that when you sit there and you start talking, you can capture like
Yeah.
those types of moments of, that would have been great to get
Yeah.
out to,
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why, like, inspiration is something that like nobody really can plan, right? When people get inspired or they're feeling passionate, you can't really plan to feel passionate, right? But you can set yourself up in a way, in an environment that passion could flow. And if you set yourself up like, that's why the studio, right? Somebody comes in and we just have a conversation, right? Nobody knows what nobody really knows what they're going to talk about. Like every one of my guests, they'll come in, they don't even know what to expect. They don't even know what they're going to really talk about. Yes, I can provide them questions, but most of the time I don't even go off of the questions. It's more of like, let's go down that rabbit hole. Let's go down and we'll see. And that's me basically digging and prospecting for the value. And that's what happens is like I pull that out of people and package it up in a way that's going to make them shine. And then pull the passion out where now they've been put in an environment where it's safe and comfortable. They've been put in a situation where they feel comfortable and they feel like sharing. And it is something that is a topic of passion. And when you get those three things right, you get those multiple things right. And then you capture it on video, you can absolutely begin to start cutting through the noise. Because there's all this noise of buy this, book an appointment here, sell, or influencer this, influencer that. Like society says this, but then if you have some real valuable content that's actually helping business owners, because I believe that the best way to actually help a business is by showing them you can help them.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And I love the conversation that we're having because it's going beyond that 30-second commercial, right? For all of us who are in network marketing, it's like, what am I going to say for 30 seconds or 90 seconds or however long,
Some people only get 10.
Right?
Crazy.
I have been to networking things where like, in 15 seconds, tell us what you do and what a good referral is. Well, if I only tell you I'm Lisa, I'm at With Purpose Business Consulting, the perfect referral for me, well, really is any business owner.
That's literally what I say too. Not the
business owner who's just struggling, but the businesses who want to scale or, that want to do team development or whatever. So, I feel very comfortable just sitting and just talking with you and going beyond that 30 seconds,
Isn't that crazy?
Well, because the first thing I thought was, oh gosh, and it is no offense to you. We literally just got rid of a marketing company because they weren't doing what we were asking them to do. I hope they don't watch this, but whatever.
It happens a lot.
So when you approached me, I was like, oh my gosh, like we've had such bad experiences with doing stuff like this, but I love the fact that your focus is relationships. Let's just pull out a natural conversation. If we were sitting at a table together, what do I listen for? And like there's a lot of key things that you've said that when we're in front of businesses local to Florida, maybe even not local if you could do it,
virtually.
Virtually, it's like this is going to be different. This is going to be sitting down and having conversation, and then they'll use those nuggets of wisdom that you're providing to get out there. They're not just doing the Facebook where we're all using ChatGPT now to create our posts. It's let's throw in those personalized things every once in a while. I mean, maybe even what would happen if you only did valuable pieces of content that is so personal and so useful? How well do you think that would go? I would love it if that could get us our first social media client. Like we've gotten 0 clients from social media.
Really?
Because we're about relationships. I mean,
I understand.
if I'm going to be invited into your business, I'm going to want to build that relationship with you as the business owner, right? I mean, I could potentially get your business within 30 minutes, but how many business owners are going to be like, So, can I share with you a concept? It's about how to get clients on social media. So I would love that because for 10 years we've gotten 2 clients off LinkedIn. So I guess I've gotten some, but not like when you think of. But the question I have to you is, in general, which social media do you use? Facebook, primarily, I'm assuming. So we're on Facebook. No, do you use personally? Oh, what do I use personally? Mostly just Facebook and Instagram. Are you on LinkedIn very much? Not as much as I should be as business development. Correct. And so the funny thing is, everyone says business should be done on LinkedIn.
which yes, business can be done on
Mhm.
LinkedIn. You've gotten clients from LinkedIn, and yes, business owners and business people are on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. Everyone's got a LinkedIn, right?
Right.
You just gotta have. It's like one of those things. You gotta have it. But what I would say is this: I've gotten business from Facebook like none other. It's insane.
Really?
It's
Okay.
insane. It literally is insane. Because I've gotten like $6,000 deals out in South Carolina from people I didn't even know. I've gotten meetings all the way in Charlotte. Like I've gotten meetings up in Annapolis, $10,000 deals just like on YouTube. Like social media is done right. You can absolutely do it.
Okay.
You can absolutely do it. The problem is people don't know how to do social media right. People think of social media as not a priority. The biggest question I have to ask is like, what if you ignore the place that most people are spending most of their time?
Okay.
Like if knowing that everyone is on their mobile phone, everyone's on social media, and you as a business owner,
Mhm.
people ignore or deprioritize the place that their customers and that even business owners. I'm on Facebook pretty much every day, Instagram. I mean, every business owner I talk to, I ask like, which social media are you on? Facebook, Instagram, sometimes and YouTube as well. I'm like, okay, well, if I ignore the place business owners are, then am I really serving the marketplace? Am I really serving my customers in the best way I can
Right.
to reach them in the best place that I can reach them? Then like the biggest question is like, why would somebody really even reach out to me? Why would anybody ever even talk to me on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you're not doing anything valuable, you're not actually providing anything useful, helpful for them, then there's no reason for them to do that.
Right.
So this is where I take social media to that next level, and I actually get deals and clients and business from social media. I mean, maybe some people who are watching this would like be one of those people.
Mhm.
Like I've gotten deals and meetings and consistent, like we're talking like 2 to 4 bookings every single week.
Right.
And I'm just ramping up.
Wow.
I mean,
So that's awesome. So what we've been told in the past, even as business owners, so we work with, small to multi-million-dollar companies.
Yeah.
You're not going to find middle management and these multi-million-dollar CEOs on Facebook and Instagram. You need to be like on LinkedIn. So how would we speak to that? Like as a business
Yeah.
consultant?
Well, who are you reaching out to? Are you reaching to business owners or are you reaching to middle management?
Well, both, because we work with both.
Okay. So if you're reaching out to middle management,
Mm-hmm.
typically LinkedIn, I see it as a social media platform for employees and recruiters
Okay.
for the most part.
Right.
Right? They sell to salespeople, they sell to recruiters, they sell to employees to
Mhm.
find jobs and
Right.
market themselves further to get better jobs.
Right.
If I were to reach out to them, I mean, I would create content for them on LinkedIn, right? I would create content and just start talking and start creating conversations, right? And so I would use that as a platform to reach out to middle managers and people like that.
Okay.
Funny thing enough, I've worked for the Fortune companies as well. Everybody is also on, including myself, is also on Facebook. They're on Facebook more than they are on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Why do I say that? Because their friends and family are on Facebook.
I love that.
It's not.
Right.
It's not their friends and family are on LinkedIn and they're gonna post and they're gonna see, hey, Billy Bob had a little a daughter and now
Right.
she's my new niece. It's not nothing
Right.
like that. It's like, oh hey, they had a birthday. No, these are the things that people. It's personal. It's very
Right.
personal. However, that's why I'm saying is like, in this personal world of Facebook that we're in today, trust is the lowest it's ever been.
Right.
Nobody's ever gonna like say, yeah, like let me add a bunch of strangers. Let me add a bunch of strangers into my sphere of influence and then
Right.
now mess it up. No, people aren't like that, especially business owners. That is why you have to be the person who can actually create value on social media, and then you will get the attention.
Right.
And then you can have the meetings and the bookings and the interests and everything that people want from social
Right.
media. But first you have to be, and this is what I preach and I talk to people and I say, stop producing content. ChatGPT produces content. Editing produces content. Scripting and filming produces content. Stop producing content and start being the content. Because once you are you are the content, and what your consultant
Right.
said is you are the niche.
Right.
100% I agree with that because there is nobody, I have no competition. for example. Like, yes, there are other marketing agencies, there are other people out there, but I truly have no competition. And I believe that because there's nobody with the same experience as me. There's nobody with the same, knowledge as me. There's nobody that's doing the same thing in the same way, in the same order as me. And I'm made in God's image, and He made me, perfect to the way that I am.
Yeah.
And so why would I ever think, oh, well, hey, somebody else does websites.
Right.
Of course, you can do anything. Somebody
Right.
else, people can talk.
Mhm.
People can say something. Everyone can do anything.
Right.
And so knowing that, that's where, you have to pull out the true value of who you are and differentiate yourself on
Right.
social media. And now, if you do that, yes, that's one piece of it, right? You start to become a valuable person on the platform, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. It could be any platform. You become a valuable person on the platform, and now you can begin to start to outreach.
Okay.
And you do that via advertising, which I also do as well. So I do advertising. I can help getting advertising out, get people to because what's the first thing you see? You got to think about it. If you see on Facebook or Instagram, right? You see an account that you're like, oh, that's cool. I like what they said.
Mhm.
What's the first thing you do?
Click on.
You go to their account.
Yeah.
What's the next thing you do? See another post, right?
Yeah.
And if you like it, what's the next thing you do?
See.
See another post.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, 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 yes. Okay, I'm done. Follow,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
That's the common
Yeah.
psychology behind
Mm-hmm.
social media. And now, this is where people do advertising wrong and people do outreach wrong. This is why I've broken through the code. Like, I've broken through and I'm getting meetings consistently, is because people do it wrong by thinking, okay, I can just advertise and I can just go out there and, do that. Which, yes, you can. You can. If you have a significant pain point, you're solving a really great pain point, you can absolutely get business and kill it. However, how much more effective would it be if you did advertising as well as creating a valuable page that's bingeable for people to watch and actually benefit from? How much more effective would your advertising be? Significantly more.
Right.
Yeah, significantly more effective because you're actually generating content for the user. It's literally living the essence of what I just mentioned. You're showing them you can help them by actually helping them for free.
Yeah.
What would happen if they actually paid you? And that's how I build my business. This is why I give you all this information.
Right.
This is literally, I'm just
Right.
telling you, I'm doing the thing, I'm helping you by helping you,
Right.
because eventually what would happen if you paid me? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's exactly the way I build my business, and that's exactly the way I want to continue to build,
Yeah.
my reputation in business is actually by helping. And so
Yeah.
I give everything away for free, because the funny thing enough, people only pay attention to what they pay for. Because if somebody said, oh, buy Bitcoin, yeah, back in the day, nobody was like, yeah, or if they said, oh, do this, do that. But unless you're paying somebody, like paying a consultant, you're not really going to pay attention.
Right.
And so
Right.
that's why you can give stuff away for free all the time, in my opinion.
Right.
This is just this opinion. It's worked for me.
Understood.
Consistently works for me.
Yeah.
But I give, and I capture giving,
Yeah.
because now if I can give at scale, now what's that going to mean? That means I give to more people, and more people are gonna, and it's gonna be what I call time on brand, right? We're we're having a one-to-one connect right now.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if we use this as an episode, or I clipped it up, and now I have pieces of content, whether it's just me talking or it's you. Now what that means is, if I had 100 people watching, let's say, a 1 minute clip, that's 100 minutes watched.
Yeah.
And so you're talking about a 30-minute conversation. Okay, now what if I had 100 of these 1 minute clips, and 100 people watched each of those? It's that's 10,000 minutes watched. Yeah, 10,000 minutes watched, I think. I'm bad with math. But that's a lot of time on brand.
Right.
And so when it comes to social media, organic, people will essentially come to you as the resource and as the vehicle to help them grow,
Right.
if they trust you and they
Yeah.
know, like, and trust you, the BNI model.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all this information. Like, I'm learning a lot, and so like
That's good.
I'm glad we're recording this so that I can show it to Chris and our other consultant. And it goes back to, you listen to all this advice, like I said, you're gonna reach your, CEOs and all that on LinkedIn. But if I think about how I've had to clean out the With Purpose LinkedIn page and Chris's, it has become spam central.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. I don't like being on it anymore. I've gotten on it long enough to update, what I'm doing professionally, and like we post there, but hundreds of people, it's become like a sales magnet.
That's
it's
exactly
no longer what it was
for.
intended for. So the fact that you're saying, oh, well, Lisa, just being yourself and coming on and talking about With Purpose and what you guys love to do and how you're helping clients would actually be beneficial on Facebook and Instagram, just kind of blows my mind because, well, one, honestly, we haven't gotten a client from there. But if I could get a client from there, that would be a huge win.
Let me ask you, you've been in BNI for a while, right? Or
in Arizona, and then just coming back here,
Did in Arizona, I know for here, but in Arizona, did they have a Facebook group?
The BNI chapter? Yes.
Okay.
Underused. But
Underused.
Yes.
But somebody joined it, meaning people joined it, right? What that means is everybody in BNI, if BNI supports it, everybody in BNI typically and will have the opportunity to be a part of a Facebook group, whether they use their Facebook or not. Most people, I would say like 98% of people on Facebook do not post on Facebook. I mean, and when they post, it's rare that they actually post. And it's like more just like significant events. But most people do not post on Facebook. And so you're never really going to find them posting. But on these BNI groups, there are people there that have Facebook and they have a business. And so if you know that, okay, well, BNI attracts a certain kind of people, there's also many other groups that will do the same.
Right.
But remember, people get spammed all the time. Even on Facebook, people get spammed all the time. That's why if somebody came to me and I didn't know them, the first question I'd ask is, who is this person? Why should I care?
Right.
What can they offer me? As simple as like the human nature is, that's sort of like, danger. Is this a person danger? Is this person helpful?
Right.
So like understand, and that's where my marketing brain comes, is like, I have to understand the psychology behind the human, I guess, nature of sorts, and then adapt it to social media. And the podcast is when I was thinking, I can do coaching. I've done coaching and consulting for people. I still do it today. For social media and how to generate content at scale. And I was thinking like, I could do that, I could do a course, I could do a book, I could do whatever. But I was thinking, what was the number one thing that I can do that's going to impact the business owner as big as possible in the least amount of time as possible? And that is the interview. That is the podcast. 1 hour of your time, or 1 hour of the consultant's time, or anybody's time, business owner's time, to come into the podcast where they get to talk and have a conversation for 1 hour, and they get an entire month's worth of, maybe even more, worth of content that will not only be, valuable, but also be inspirational and truly to show who they are, what they value, their core values, all of that.
Right. And 1 hour out of an
on
entire
average,
month. And you can get, 1 hour and you can have
a whole
content
month.
For a month.
And on
that's
average,
valuable to time, everything,
I offer a deal on time, quality, everything. So like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, this is the thing that I can offer that is so valuable for people, that they essentially, if I were to do one thing for a business and I were to impact them in the biggest possible way possible, and to use my, God-given gifts to do so, then this is the one thing that I would do. Yeah. And that's why, I got this podcast studio. I didn't even know it was going to turn into this. But yeah, exactly. 1 hour. And on average, it's only like 40 minutes. On average, I've been getting it done in 40 minutes. And I've actually been able to do like 2 people like 25,
Mhm.
right? Within that hour as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
I love this. I
Yeah.
love this. I just love,
It's so good.
again, the testimony behind what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sharing with business owners.
I was just
Business owners, you need to call him.
I love it.
Because I know that we're just sitting here talking.
Yeah.
It
doesn't
forgotten
feel
that the camera's
exactly.
rolling, and this is kind of like a practice session.
Yeah.
For me.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, with a lot of the things we've talked about, have actually been really, really high level and really good. I mean, I love talking about this. I can talk about this stuff all the time
Yeah.
because this is what I'm passionate about.
Right.
Like I'm just passionate about business. I'm passionate about like growing. I believe that entrepreneurs are kingdom builders, and if I can be a catalyst for growth for a kingdom
Yeah.
builder, even better. If I can tell somebody something and they just skyrocket to
Yeah.
success, or if I just help somebody in some sort of way, whether like even in Sunrise, like the HVAC company in our chapter for BNI, she had a website that was so poor. Like we're talking like she even said it looked like a 5-year-old built it, and so we elevated their brand significantly. And it's just seeing these transformations happen. It's just like so gratifying.
Yeah.
Because like whether it's a website, whether it's just having a conversation, and now all of a sudden, their customers and their audience and their family can really share it and like it. Because that's how social media works. You have somebody like it. Oh, somebody else sees that they liked it. Oh, you have somebody share it. Somebody else sees that you shared it. Oh, you commented on it. Oh, somebody else sees that.
Yeah.
And then boom, 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 boom. This is how you can begin to going viral.
Yeah.
And it's just like time on brand. Like, I mean, hey, I get some posts that don't even, like, on average, like, maybe 200 views, 300 views a day. Like, when I post, 200 views a post. Let's just call it 200 views a post. Sometimes I get 2,000 views. Sometimes I get 600 views. But, like, it's not necessarily about, okay, a one-and-done skyrocket miracle post, which you eventually will get to once you find, it's just timing that.
Right.
But it's more about quantity. Like, if you can always put quality steady and you increase your quantity, that 200 posts times 10 days, that's 2,000 views. 2,000 people looking at you, talking about whatever it is that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's time on brand.
Yeah. I like that. And the whole quantity thing, because there's times I get in my own way about, it's just one post a day or two, but let's just stay in front of people. But sometimes you do have to be about quantity.
Well, it is in front of people. Okay, so in staying in front of people,
Okay, yes, unpack that for me, because, it goes back to, I think sometimes, old thinking.
Yeah, staying in front of people is important, right? It's the same thing with BNI. You have to show up to win. Like, you can't just expect to join BNI and not show up and all of a sudden your business is going to grow, right? For me, it took like 3 months for me showing up every single day, like every single week, once a week, every single week, talk about this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do, for 3 months. And then I started getting business and referrals and things started to happen, right? The same thing happens on social media. Like, yes, it is about showing up, but there's a difference between showing up prepared and well and showing up not. And that's where, people will get so, what I call, like, paralyzed. People will get so paralyzed when it comes to showing up on social media. But I don't know, I understand why. I've also been like that at one point, but I had to, like, work through it. But if you get paralyzed for being on social media, then what that means is you're overthinking it. Because why? Truly, because if I ask you, why are you trying to be perfect for the least known you'll ever be? You know what I mean? It's
yes.
Like, why would you try to be perfect for the least known you'll ever be?
Right.
And the only way to be perfect is by getting in the reps.
Yep.
And the same thing with BNI. It's like, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to be like this, that, the other. Stop trying to like get a perfect pitch and a perfect this, perfect plan. Because I've never had a plan that's gone perfect.
Yeah.
Never. It's just like things will happen. Life happens. Stuff will occur, even on social media. And so, like, when you fall, like in the Bible, it says like, the righteous fall at 7 times and get up, or the righteous fall and won't get back up, right? And so, just keep on going and keep on going. It's that consistency, but at the same time as well, you just want to make a post. Yes, you want to make a post, but you shouldn't make a post that's not representing you in your business. Because I would rather not make a post than make a post just to make a post.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because these things, people are too smart, right? People are just too good. They will see through all this. Like if I just lied to you consistently throughout this whole meeting, everything I said was like, you're gonna be like, oh, this guy sucks. This guy's like, da, da, da. Like, but what I am is I'm honest with you. I'm just sharing with you. I'm just sharing what I know. Whether we do business or not, like I'm just sharing and helping and supporting and growing. Like I'm just, and that's where the fruits of the spirit, and that's where just consistency in who you are is key. And so that's why, if you capture that and you put that out there, I would rather show up well in a way that is true to me. Exactly. Rather than show up in a way for somebody to create a post that they know nothing about my business. Right. That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah, we're probably guilty of it as well. Again, it's that old thinking of, well, you should do this and then you should do this. It's kind of like we are in that day and age where we're just constantly bombarded. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that, and blah 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 blah. To where you get to the point where it's like,
there's too much to do.
Yeah, there's just so many, different and varying opinions.
Well, the funny thing is this. I think that, and it's proven in the Bible as well. Like in Proverbs, it says, "In all labor there is profit." Yes. Right. But what that means is all work works. Yeah. And so, social media works. Yeah. Advertising works. Cold calling works. Door knocking works. Every work that you can do, there is profit. And the funny thing enough is two things. The work that works either works for you, where you're actually going to, let's say, get the business, or it works on you. Where you're going to be a different person. You're going to gain the skills. You're going to learn and grow in the way that you need to grow. And so that's exactly what I'd be saying is like, people have their opinions for what works for them. Right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's the best suited way for you. But that doesn't mean it can't be. It's just, everything works. Right. But the question is, are you willing to go through the pain or the hurdles to get it to work for you while it's working on you? Right. And anything that can be a productive use of your time, right? And doing things like this that can make you money while you're sleeping. Exactly. Leverage. 100%. But okay, let's go back to the kingdom building part. Yeah. Okay? I'm just so hooked on this right now, I guess. And I think part of it is because you're speaking my language as a business owner, right? And as a consultant and as a believer, because when God gave Chris the mission, I'll say 10 and a half years ago, we had no concept of what consulting was because it wasn't on the West Coast then, right? Okay. And where we were. Yeah. A professor, Chris was finishing his master's, and his professor called, and he's like, I don't normally do this, call my students, Yeah. He's like, but I've read how you've been interacting with other students. I've read all your papers. I read your dissertation or whatever that final project is. But anyways, he's like, I really think you need to go into consulting. I love it.
We had never, even thought about heading that direction. So, we started praying over it, and Chris is like, I really feel that this, God is calling me to do this. And I'm like, well, okay, And he's like, but what do we call it? And so, we were even praying about that and dialoguing, and Chris just said, he's like, whatever it is, I just want people to know that we do everything with purpose. And I'm like, well, that's it. Everything that we do, we want to do it with purpose, on purpose, for a purpose, and most importantly, with integrity, because this is what God's asked us to do. Yeah. We care about the business owner. We care about we care about people, we care about their business, and we want to help people succeed.
Yeah.
And you want the same. And I think that's kind of
Yeah.
like this whole, okay, like I keep wanting to come back to the Kingdom Builder, but we're about growing businesses and we're
Yeah.
about helping people grow their business.
100%. I mean, I think that everyone who has a business,
Mhm.
right, had that vision. And
Yeah.
that vision came from someone,
Right.
somewhere. You know, and we all don't have the same vision, right?
Right.
But the funny thing is, I also, I look at life and I look at world. Believe it or not, I'm a new believer. As silly as
Okay.
that sounds. Actually, I told everybody that, and they're like, "Whoa!" But it's funny. It's just like I'm living by grace. I'm blessed to
Mhm.
have this life and consistently. But I came to Christ. I've saved by Christ 2024. When I say
Okay.
new believer, like
Yeah.
we're talking really new believer.
Yeah, okay.
And so like I've had my naivete and my babe in the faith moments. I've had major stumbles, and But the funny thing, the greatest thing is like my faith has grown from all these moments and all these
I
consistently.
love it.
And they're just tests of the faith. They're tests of the spirit. They're all these tests that I've gone through, and all glory to God that I'm still here today because I shouldn't be. But what I would say is this: when I look at life, when I look at business itself,
Mhm.
I look at it as like, and it's just the world, right?
Mhm.
We're all in a garden. We're like the Garden of Eden. I believe like we're all in I look at it as like we're all in a garden of God, right? In the garden, I've never seen a garden of one plant. I've never seen a garden of one plant, one flower, one anything.
That's right.
Never ever. In the garden, you see some larger trees to keep shade. You see some thorny bushes. You see some, flowers. You see all these other things with different purpose,
Mm-hmm.
right? The tree to keep shade, the thorns to keep the birds away from the fruit,
Mm-hmm.
the garden of strawberries to eat off of and harvest, right? There's so many different things and purpose for people in the garden. And so in the garden of God that I believe that everyone is in, if we live by what we are meant to do, or God has willed us to do, and the purpose that we're on and the path that we're doing and going down, and we live according to that path, there are people in the way, that there are people around us that we will be able to impact more so by us just being ourselves.
Right.
And the same thing, like I do just marketing and digital marketing and just understanding how to grow a business on a marketing platform or more, and I'm technical, I do all these things, but I do not do anything with, let's say, billboard advertising
Right.
or like promotional content or like even designing. I'm not the best designer, right? But there's other people like that, or even yourself, like who maybe have like more of that strategic view as well. Outside of just the marketing, more of the operations side, various things
Right.
like that. So, I think that in the garden, everyone is built in a way to collaborate in community around each other.
100%.
And so, as long as, quote unquote, like you're saying, as long as we are with the purpose that we're given and everyone is going in their purposeful direction, there will be times and there will be avenues for people to collaborate because God did not make us to be
Right.
one person in the garden.
Right. Well, and that's exactly right. When you think of us as business owners, like you said, God specifically told Adam, you're not going to do this alone. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you a helpmate.
Exactly.
And if we can run business as though I'm not trying to take from you, I'm not trying to come in and tell you how to run your business or what to do. I'm here to help, collaborate.
Elevate.
Yeah. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I use that as a post, my own personal post a few weeks ago. It literally takes a village to raise a business.
Yeah.
That's
a great post. I would like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can call yourself XYZ, I don't know, paint company.
Yeah. That doesn't mean anything.
What does that mean if you don't have people around you to share, that first house to go into, or that, that first business who wants, a fresh coat of paint? We all have to help each other out.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
100%. And that's exactly, you mentioned something, the personal side, on your personal Facebook. Did that post get a lot of engagement?
No.
No? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. If not,
No.
I would like that post because those are the kinds of posts that attract me. Like,
Okay.
if as a person, because if I seen
Well,
somebody,
like me.
Yeah.
Go ask me to be your friend.
yes, and believe it or not, that's what I do. I ask a lot of people, especially anybody who I talk to on one-on-ones. The best place to keep up with me and for me to keep up with them is on Facebook.
Right.
But the funny thing enough is I'm not actually going to be going to their corporate Facebook account. I'm going to their personal Facebook account.
Right.
So I'm being friends with the person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm literally taking business and flipping it up on its head.
Yeah.
100%.
And we need to get back to that. Remember
Mhm.
when, like, our grandparents,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm old, but, you
No,
know,
you're
like,
good. I
our
have a grandma.
grandparents did everything
Uh-huh.
with a handshake,
Yeah.
you know? And it just seems like it takes so much more to trust people and to do business with them. And so
Yeah.
going back to this the concept of we can handshake through Facebook because we're getting to know each other. We're building that relationship
Yeah.
and all that, and the importance. I guess I'm realizing even more, especially since COVID.
Yeah, it's all
You know,
changed since
COVID turned
Yeah.
the world upside down.
Mhm.
But even with everything going digital, we
Mhm.
still need that personal. So
Yeah.
if you can make digital a personal connection,
Exactly. Mhm.
I like
That's
that.
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I offer.
Yeah.
I mean, like I told you, I paid a lot of money to get access to
Yeah.
my information that I even know.
Yeah.
But it's not that they gave me this business model and then that boom, boom, boom. It's God put me in that way.
Yeah.
And I had to take the risk and I had to take, my money, my monetary funds that I had to do. I had to make that investment in myself
Yeah.
so that I can. Then he took me away from that. And then now he's giving me the studio. He's giving me all these things to now help business owners that he brings in front of me. And he brings, because I believe if God has given me my business, why would I ever think that God would not give me my clients?
Hallelujah. Yes, Chris says that to me all the time. Can I tell you that there are times when it's like, I don't think we always realize as business owners the ebb and flow, especially when we're in service based, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes.
you have a product to provide, but for the most part, you're service based. We're service based.
Mhm.
So there's even more ebb and flow in that arena, if you will, or of business. But Chris says all the time, Lisa, God gave this to us. We
Yeah.
may be going through a dry season, but what are we going to learn from it? What can we, demonstrate to another business owner, another believer of
Mhm.
walking through a valley? I mean, we're not all going to be on the mountaintop with all this great oxygen all the time. We're going to have to learn, to have and embrace those desert moments. Yeah.
100%. And that's where faith comes into everything. And
Mhm.
I believe I went to business school, and one of the things in business school that they did not teach me was that business is very spiritual. It's very spiritual because they taught you everything: accounting, finance, marketing, all the things, the operational management,
Right.
strategy, quantitative math, all of these things. But they never taught you how you have to have faith. You have to have faith in yourself, and you have to have faith in God. Mostly have faith in God, because God will lead you the way.
Right.
It's either you have faith in
He's
yourself.
the real life
or God.
application to everything we're learning.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
You can learn numbers all day long, but
Yeah,
he'll do the math. He'll multiply if he wants.
exactly. And so you have to have faith that things will work out.
Yep.
You have to have faith that it's a test of the faith at all times. That's why that's why I look at entrepreneurs as the kingdom builders, because we are truly building the kingdom, and it's only those who will consistently stay in the faith and consistently lead themselves throughout the valley and throughout the journey, where no matter where it goes, that sort of happens. And so it sounds like Chris and I are very similar in the sense that the way we look at business as well.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I would love for you to have the opportunity to meet him.
Of course.
And he's in BNI as well, so
Oh, nice.
you could take advantage of, if you want another one-to-one with somebody
course.
from our team.
Of course.
But yeah, this has been.
Well, I think he'd do well on the podcast. I think he would do well.
Yes, he'd have to know that the camera's not rolling. He doesn't
This is
mind
why
the
this is why I
conversation.
use
He
phones,
does.
because they're like, oh.
He does really good as
Yeah.
well in the conversational settings,
Yes.
right? And he can speak more to that value that we bring to clients, the pain points that we've helped solve. I mean, I could tell you, but
Yeah.
why not hear it even from the consultant themselves?
Of course, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Believe it or not, that's exactly why I think this is going to. I mean, I know that the offer that I just opened doors. Like when it's August now, I just started. I came back from the Philippines in June, and then I decided that I'm gonna go full force into the podcast in
Yeah.
July. I did the pre-launching or pre sort of like testing or alpha testing in a way back in May and April of this year. So July, I started taking on clients for the podcast room. But I know for a fact that this is such a good deal on time.
Mm-hmm.
Not only deal on time, but also a deal on just experience and exposure and just all of that. Because how many times would you, like, if you could hear directly from the doctor all the time,
Mm-hmm.
or if you can hear directly from the lawyer, or directly from the consultant, directly from the person that actually you want to do business with,
Yeah.
rather than the secretary and then the gatekeeper this and you gotta book a time there and you gotta do all this, that, the other. But if you can actually hear from the people, from the horse's mouth, as they say,
Right.
you know, directly,
Yeah.
then you can absolutely know for a fact before you even schedule a meeting with them
Mm-hmm.
that this is the person you want to be working with.
Yeah.
And that's time on brand.
That is time on brand. Okay, so now you gotta tell me. So what would it cost us to be in here for
Yeah.
1 hour a month?
Yeah, can I turn off the cameras?
Of course you
Okay.
can, because I know everything.
Yeah,
I understand as a business owner.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Did you enjoy this?
I loved this.
This is good. This is good.
I
Lisa,
loved this.
pleasure.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Yeah, I might just turn this off really quick.